What did your parents say to you as a kid that still shapes who you are today? My dad never wore a uniform that made people look twice. No shiny badges or polished boots, just a janitor's jumpsuit that smelled like bleach and floor wax. Every morning, he left our tiny apartment before dawn, coffee thermos in hand, the soles of his work boots dragging a rhythm against the cracked sidewalks. I'd watch him from my bedroom window, his breath fogging the cold glass as he walked to catch the bus, disappearing into the gray city before the world even woke up. When I was in third grade, the school announced Career Day, a chance for parents to come in and show off their jobs to the class. Other kids talked about their doctors, dads, firefighters, pilots, heroes with uniforms and different stories. I sat quietly at my desk. My teacher asked why my dad wasn't there, and I mumbled something about a facility emergency because I didn't want anyone to know the truth, but they found out anyway. Middle school was worse. The whispers were constant: janitor kid, floor sweeper, daddy cleans toilets. At first, no one said it to my face, but I could feel those words settling on my shoulders every time someone looked away too quickly or laughed just after I walked by. I started eating lunch alone in the library. One day, two kids cornered me, said, "Hey, mop boy, your dad gonna come clean this hallway after we walk all over it?" The other added, "Bet your whole place stinks like toilet water." I didn't say anything and just walked away. That night, I barely touched my dinner. Dad noticed, sat beside me and asked, "You all right?" I told him all the kids mocks me. Dad just looked me in the eyes and said, "They can say what they want, but you know the truth. You are stronger than their words, and that strength is yours alone." Then came the debate competition. I didn't want to go, but my English teacher pushed me, saying I had a voice that needed to be heard. I wrote a debate piece about shadows, how sometimes when you feel invisible, shadows are the only things that never leave your side. The night of the competition, I peeked from behind the curtain, scanning the crowd for my dad, sitting in the back row, still in his worn uniform, his steel-toed boots crossed, cap resting in his lap, watching me like I was the only thing on stage that mattered. After the debate, I walked straight to my dad. Principal Hayworth came over, smiling and said with a flicker of happiness in her face, "We didn't know you'd be here, Mr. Reed." He met her gaze without blinking and said, "Wouldn't miss it. He's got a voice that deserves to be heard." She gave a polite smile and asked, "And what do you do again?" Without a pause, he replied, "I clean up after the people you forget." Then, turning to me with a proud grin, he added, loud enough for everyone to hear, "And I come to my kids' competitions." After that night, I stopped hiding. I started sitting with people at lunch, even when the whispers hadn't completely stopped. I kept writing, debates about respect, about hard work, about how dignity isn't tied to status, about a man who never wore a badge but showed up every single day with more strength than anyone I'd ever known. Senior year, I won a regional writing contest. The ceremony was held at a downtown hotel with gold chairs and waiters in tuxedos. I brought my dad, who wore a borrowed suit that didn't quite fit, tugging at the collar like it was made for someone else. When they called my name, he clapped the loudest, his eyes brighter than I'd ever seen them. Afterwards, a man with glasses came up to him and said, "You must be his teacher." My dad shook his head. "No, I just raised him." Then he looked at me and added quietly, "Your job might be your paycheck, but your kid, that's your legacy." That line stayed with me. So when people ask why I write or where I learned to speak up, I don't think of school. I think of my father, in steel-toed boots, always showing up, teaching me that real dignity has nothing to prove.